The big group that runs the trading markets, called the CME, is raising prices again. This is the second time they have done this in only 3 days. They first raised the cost on January 28th. Now, a new price hike starts this Monday, February 2nd. That is tomorrow. The CME is telling traders they must have a lot more cash to keep their gold and silver. This is called a maintenance margin. These new costs are much higher than the ones they set just 72 hours ago. Gold costs are going up by 33%. Silver is going up 36%. Platinum is going up 25%. Palladium is going up 14%. These are extra jumps on top of the big jump they already made. Before all of this started, it cost about $25,000 to hold one silver contract. After the first hike on January 28th, that price went up to $66,000. Now on Monday, it is going to be even higher. It seems like the people in charge are very worried and acting fast. Tomorrow morning, when the market opens, it will be a very big deal. We all need to watch it closely because things are changing quickly. Something even crazier is happening this Monday. Over the last week, it has become very hard to find real silver you can hold in your hand. People who sell silver are saying they might run out. A man named Tory Personson, who started a big silver company called Bullion Star, said on Saturday that he is not sure if they can get any more silver at all. Another place called Golden State Mint had to stop selling silver for the whole weekend because they could not find any to sell. This hasn't happened since the big sickness panic a few years ago. In the UK, the biggest company that sells and fixes precious metals, called Baird & Co., has also shut down their online store. This means the paper market, which is just numbers on a screen, is moving away from the physical market, which is real metal you can touch. Monday morning will show us if the computer numbers can stay steady or if the whole system is going to break apart completely. Before we talk more, I want to tell the new people something very important. I do not sell anything. I do not sell secret signals. I do not have a club you have to pay for, and I do not sell classes. If anyone tells you that I am selling something, they are lying, and you should block them. I am only here to share the real facts about what is happening. I do not try to make people too excited, too scared, or too greedy. Many of you have sent me messages saying that my videos help you see both sides of the story. You say it helps you understand the data and what is truly going on, so you can make smart choices. You can only find me on X and YouTube. My name on those sites is OG John AG. That is the only way to know it is really me talking to you. I am not responsible for any other page or person. Please stay safe and protect your money. I will never ever ask you to buy anything from me. Now I want to hear what you think. Please write a comment below with my name OG John AG and tell me what you think will happen. What do you think silver will do next week? What does your gut tell you about Monday? Let's look at everything we learned this week. On Friday, the price of metals crashed very hard. Silver went down by 31%. That was the biggest loss in a single day ever. I showed you that a big bank called JP Morgan closed a lot of their bets against silver at the exact moment the price was at the very bottom. They timed it perfectly, and then they left. We also talked about a man named Kevin Warsh. He might become the new boss of the Fed. He does not like printing too much money and wants to keep the bank's balance sheet small. When people heard about this change, they started selling their stuff because they were afraid there wouldn't be as much easy money around anymore. Now, the CME is raising the price to trade for the second time in 72 hours. This is happening right after the markets went crazy, and prices dropped very fast. The people in charge say they are doing this to make things safer, but traders think it is a trick. They think it is a plan to force people who borrowed money to buy silver to sell their positions. Because it will cost so much more money to keep their trades open, these people might be forced to sell even if they don't want to. This could cause prices to swing up and down very wildly. Here is what I am watching right now. In a city called Shanghai, real silver is being sold for 122.13. But on the US market, called the COMEX, it is only 85.33 hours. That means people in China are paying almost 43% more for silver. On a big website in China called JD.com, gold bars are selling for about $57.20 an ounce, and silver bars are $163.35. That is 91% more than the US price. Let me say that again so you understand how big it is. On JD.com, silver is $163, but in the US it is only $85. That is a 91% difference. This gap is the biggest it has ever been. If we look at how much silver is being used and how much is being mined, the price should really be $130. Every time the price gets this far away from what it should be, it usually bounces back up. Right now, the real silver market is backward. You cannot have real metal trading for 91% more while the computer screen price crashes. One of these markets is wrong. The real metal market is shouting that the computer market is the one that is lying. The shops like Bullion Star say it is almost impossible to find real silver. Golden State Mint and Baird and Cobras are closed because they have no metal. They say that people want to buy more silver than ever before, but there is no more silver left to get from the mines. When there is no silver to buy but everyone wants it, it is very strange to see the computer price drop by 31%. This is a huge disconnect that we have been watching all week. Monday morning will be the big test to see if this can keep going or if the system finally breaks. Now let's talk about Bitcoin. In my last video, I said to watch if it stays above $82 or falls below it over the weekend. If it stays above $82, that is a good sign for Monday. But right now it is at 78. That looks weak to me. If Monday morning does not show that Bitcoin is getting stronger, it could fall to $74 or even lower. If Bitcoin goes below 74, a very important investor named Michael Saylor will start losing money on his bets. This could make a lot of people panic and sell their crypto and other risky things. This is why the market opening in Asia tonight is so important. Markets in Shanghai, Hong Kong, and Tokyo open before the ones in the US. They will set the mood for Monday. If silver in Shanghai stays at $122 or goes up while the US market is closed, it means the people with real silver are not scared. But if the price in Shanghai drops a lot, it means everyone in the world is selling. The Asian market tells us what will happen next. Also, I noticed that about 75% of the people watching this video have not clicked the subscribe button yet. If this honest news helps you see the whole story and make better choices, please hit that button. That is how we build a group based on the truth instead of just loud noise. If this helps you, write OG John AG in the comments. I don't want to just be famous for no reason. I want to help people who want to know what is really going on without the fake TV talk. We are seeing two worlds that do not match. In the paper world, the CME is making it hard to trade, silver crashed 31% on Friday, and the new Fed boss might be bad for metals. The stock market looks like it might go down too. Options traders are very worried about the US dollar, but in the real world, silver has been going up for 9 months in a row, which is a record. Gold has been going up for 7 months. Stores are closing because they have no more metal to sell. China is buying record amounts of gold from Russia. People want physical metal more than ever. One of these worlds is going to win on Monday. Either the high costs force everyone to sell their paper silver, or the fact that there is no real silver left makes the paper market lose its power. Monday will tell us the answer. There is also trouble with a country called Iran. Some leaders there are saying that if a war starts, it will be a big war across the whole region. President Trump said he sent soldiers and ships near Iran. A messenger from Qatar gave a final note to the leader of Iran. The leader of Iran said they don't want to start a war, but they will hit back very hard if anyone attacks them. If things get worse over the weekend or on Monday morning, people might get scared. When people are scared, they usually buy gold and silver to keep their money safe. This could make the price go up, even if the CME is trying to make it go down. The situation makes Monday very unpredictable because anything could happen. Let's look at the two ways Monday could go. First, the bearish or bad case. The higher costs from the CME start on Monday. People who lost money on Friday might not have enough cash to pay the new costs. This forces them to sell, which makes the price fall even more. Bitcoin stays weak and falls below $74, causing more panic. Markets in Asia and Europe open with low prices, and the US follows them. A stronger dollar makes metals cost more for other countries. If people think the bank will stop printing money, they might not want gold as much. Also, a war could make people sell everything just to have cash. This could lead to a giant liquidation, where everything loses value at once. This would be a very painful time before things get better. Now let's look at the bullish or good case. Big banks like JP Morgan already finished their selling on Friday, so there might not be many people left to push the price down. People in China and India might refuse to sell their real silver for low prices. Since stores are out of silver, there is a floor that stops the price from falling too far. The CME's price hikes might be a last-ditch effort that doesn't work. If the physical silver market stays strong, the computer market might lose its credibility. Silver and gold have been in a bull market for a long time, and Friday's crash might just be a temporary accident. History shows that when silver is too cheap compared to reality, it usually zooms back up. If Bitcoin and the Asian markets stay steady, the panic might stop and prices could bounce back quickly. There is also more to the story about the new Fed leader, Kevin Warsh. Some people think he is very strict, but he actually likes new technology like AI. He He thinks AI will help the economy grow without making prices go up. This means he might still want to lower interest rates. He just wants the bank to be more careful with its money. This is not as bad for gold and silver as people thought on Friday. He wants the economy to be strong, but he wants it to be done the right way. Also, the dollar has been going down for a year, and interest rates have already been cut several times. This usually helps asset prices stay high. Once the forced selling stops, the big picture still looks good for people who own things like gold and silver. So, Monday comes down to a few things. Watch the Asian markets tonight and watch Bitcoin. Watch the news about Iran. We need to see if the higher CME costs cause more selling or if the lack of real silver finally wins the fight. I am looking at the Shanghai market very closely. If silver there stays at 122s or goes up, that is very good. If it drops, that is bad. Bitcoin needs to stay above $78. If it drops to $74, we have a problem. We also need to hope for peace in the Middle East. Here are the three main things to remember. First, the CME raised prices twice in 3 days, but there is no real silver left in stores. Second, Bitcoin is looking a bit weak, and the Asian markets will tell us what happens next. Third, the new Fed policy might not be as bad as it seems, and silver's long winning streak might not be over yet. This is the most important Monday opening we have seen all year. Everything is happening at once. Big bank moves, war talk, no physical metal, and changing rules. We will find out very soon if this was just a quick scare or if prices have more to fall before they go back up. Please do your own homework and be careful with your choices. Have a plan for your money. Are you trying to make a quick dollar today, or are you holding for many years? If you have a good plan and didn't borrow too much money, you can stay calm. But if you are new and don't have a plan, these big moves can be very dangerous. Use your brain and do not just follow what other people say. Let's see what Monday brings. Only time will tell the truth. Stay sharp and stay safe.